Opinionated people who are arrogant and rude. What do you do with those people? Really big question, because we live in a world now where everybody seems to have an opinion. And if you have an opinion and they disagree with you, it becomes a little bit nasty. Social media it seems that it's brought out the nasty side of the human race. So if you don't want to be engaged in that, because I know some people do, some people really enjoy the argument, they enjoy the debate, they enjoy getting behind a screen and writing nasty things to people. Interesting though, would you say, and this is my most important question, the stuff that you type into social media, write about somebody else, would you be prepared to say it to their face? And that's, for me, the ultimate question, because then you've at least got the courage of your conviction. So if you don't like a person, or you don't like what they stand for, you don't like what they're wearing, or you don't like their political beliefs or their religious persuasion, or whatever it is that you don't agree with, would you be prepared to debate them in person and point out why you're better than they are, rather than just typing it into the World Wide Web, literally typing it into space? And of course, we know that those nasty words can have a really serious effect on some people. And I'm not sure, I would hope that humans don't want to make other people feel horrible. They don't want to hurt other people. They don't want to upset other people. They don't want to be nasty, but it seems that we live in a world like that now. So how do you deal with it? And I'm out here with my puppy dogs. They're having a great time rumbling and playing. And people say to me, Rowie, why do you love dogs so much? I love them because they're honest and real, and you know exactly what you're getting. They poo and they pee and they smell each other's bits, and they love and they cuddle and they run and they exercise and they love their food, and you know exactly what you're getting. With humans, you don't know. What somebody says to you might not necessarily be what they mean. The way they act might not necessarily be them. It might be a mask, or they're pretending, or they're trying to impress you, or the things about humans that, as an old lady, I'm a bit tired of it all. I love being by myself, and I'm never by myself. I'm always with my puppy dogs. So that's one option, I call it my hermitage life, my hermit age. I'm living, loving my life, because I don't have to deal now so often with nasty, horrible, terrible people. And I've been somebody who's been in the public spotlight most of my life, and have been criticised, and people are nasty to me and say horrible things. One of the really fun things, and I find it really fun, is that people accuse me of being unrealistically happy. You can't be that happy all the time. She must be fake. She must be a person who's pretending, because you can't be that happy all the time. Well, I, of course, feel sorry for people that say such a thing, because what if you could be happy all the time? And what would you need to do that? The reverse of that is, do you want to be miserable? And if you like being miserable, then you can live there, but I don't want anything to do with that. So there's an option. So the first one is live like me. Live in your hermitage age. Be a hermit at whatever age you're at. The next one is that you smile, nod, and walk away. So you could, if somebody's trying to engage you in some kind of horrible confrontation, you don't have to involve yourself in the confrontation. You don't have to. So particularly on social media, and I'll use an example, one of the most popular podcaster in the world, and obviously we live now in a world where podcasts have become very popular. Joe Rogan would have to be the most criticised person on the planet, because he's got the most popular podcast on the planet. Millions and millions and millions of people watch him on a regular basis. And he said this beautifully, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically he said, I don't read what people say, because you can't please all of the people all of the time. And wouldn't that be ridiculous? And I'll just rephrase that from my perspective. Why would you want to please all of the people all of the time? You don't like everybody. Why would you expect that everybody would like you? And if you're trying to please everybody, is it possible that the person who ends up not pleasing themselves is the miserable, depressed one, which could be you? So what do you need to do to be happy, positive, love your life every day? And is it possible that if you read nasty comments about yourself, that your day could be pretty lousy? So maybe take a page out of Joe Rogan's book, one of the most criticised people on the planet, and say, I'm not going to read it. Doesn't matter what people say about me. I'm not going to engage in that. If somebody has the courage to come to your face and say nasty things to you, say thank you, smile, nod, and walk away. And there's two parts to that. If what they're saying is true and they're giving you feed forward, as I call it, other people call it feedback, can you learn and grow from that? And regardless, and this is one of my favourite quotes, regardless of how it's thrown, it could be covered in cow poo and thrown at you, feedback is a special gift. Because if somebody's prepared to come to your face and give you feedback about something that you've done, then surely, that's why I call it feed forward, it would take you forward. But most criticism, most feed forward is not to help you get better. It's usually to try and hurt you or upset you, to pull you down. Most people are so unhappy with themselves that they feel very happy pulling other people down. Have you noticed? Another one of my favourite quotes, you can have the tallest building by building the tallest building, or you can have the tallest building by pulling everybody else's building or burning everybody else's building down. And then, of course, you would have the tallest building. What a horrible way to live. So you can ignore it all and just stay. That's a beautiful thing about social media and a television and a screen. You can turn it off. You don't have to scroll. You don't have to look. You don't have to open the comments. You just don't have to. If you do, then you have to accept that people are not going to like you. You can't please all of the people all of the time. So if somebody has the courage to come to you, smile, nod and walk away, unless it's something that you think you can become better because of, and then say thank you for that, because isn't that awesome? It's very difficult to give somebody feedback, particularly if you're going to their face. It's an uncomfortable experience. But if somebody's prepared to do that, wouldn't you say thank you? If they're just talking rubbish and what they're saying is just not true, smile, nod and walk away. If you're the person who likes to get engaged in arguments and conversations and debates and you want to get your point across, is it possible that seek first to understand before you seek to be understood? It's from that great book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. If you just push your point of view and you don't listen to the other person's point of view, is it possible that it'll just be a horrible argument and somebody will just walk away going, and it's usually a swear word? Versus if you listen to the other person's point of view, so you know exactly where they're coming from. So if you're getting into a debate about politics or eating habits or parenting or financial planning or religious persuasion, rather than I'm this religion and you should be my religion, how about tell me about what you believe and why you believe that and where those beliefs come from. And let's see if we can find some common ground rather than bang heads and argue with each other. So if you enjoy the debate, how about find out where the other person's coming from before you give your opinion? And often, because of course the other person's probably not interested in your opinion, they just want to give you theirs. And when you find out what they're talking about and it doesn't agree with you, then you now have to make a decision. Will I get involved in this conversation? And probably a great idea to consider that it's going to be a waste of time. It just seems so silly to argue. If you have two people arguing, the person with the most experience will beat you. And that's a really interesting thing to consider. Will I waste my time? I only have a certain number of minutes, hours, days, weeks, years on the planet. Will I waste time arguing with somebody who's not going to change their opinion anyway? If you're a certain religion, it's very unlikely that you're going to change somebody from another religion to your religion. If somebody has a political persuasion, it's pretty unlikely that you're going to change their mind. Why do you even want to is always my question. And this is my political if I was ever going to run for politics, which of course I'm not, but this would be my slogan. We will leave you the hell alone. Humans have the right to live the way they want to live. Whatever you're doing, as long as you're not hurting somebody else, surely you can live the way you want to live. Eat the way you want to eat. Believe in whoever you want to. Sleep with whoever you want to. Do whatever it is that you want to do, as long as you're not hurting somebody else. Why do we have to stick our nose in other people's business is always my question. Or why does somebody want to stick their nose into my business? Which is, I always have a giggle. Rowa, you can't be happy all the time. Well, how do you know that? You don't live in my life. You don't know that. You're just assuming. So that's why, see, my puppy dogs are barking and I love it because they're just real. Somebody's coming and they're barking because something's happening. They are the truth. They're honest. They're real. They're genuine. Wouldn't that be a great reputation for humans? To be a real, genuine person rather than try to be impressive or to hope people like you or to get into an argument for the sake of being nasty. I hope you don't do that. So if you want to live your life to the max, maybe get a dog. Live like me as a hermit in my hermitage age. Or if somebody's trying to hurt you or annoy you, just smile, nod and walk away. So you can live your life to the max. Woohoo! Go puppy dogs! Go, 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 go! Look at them, they're gorgeous. Woohoo!